overstressed and overeating very, very commonly go together. Whether you're a high-powered professional, caregiver, parent, friend, or all of the above and more, you're probably doing a lot. You meet all the deadlines, complete all of the to-do lists, and try and prevent the house from turning into a scene from The Hangover, cook and feed yourself and others, solve all the problems, and think ahead to tomorrow's problems too. If that is sounding familiar, then yeah, me too. There's some definite pros to that. You look after the people in your life, you achieve great things, and you conquer a lot. And we can do this for months and years, right? But let me tell you or ask you, do you end up feeling like this? Utterly emotionally and mentally drained, like literally zilch in the tank. Self-care, what self-care? Must be nice for all of those people to find time for all of those bubble baths, right? Workouts get rescheduled and cancelled because there just isn't time and you're too tired. And the sugar cravings are there all the time and intense. Your confidence goes through the floor, and diets are necessary because surely they are the only way out of this, right? Out of control. So if any of this is sounding familiar to you, then real talk. Our bodies and our emotions and our cravings and our relationship with food are the way that they are because we have had to survive and adapt and get through some tough stuff. Your mind and your body and food are not your enemies, but all this that we're going through leads to emotional and stress eating. We all reach sometimes for the cake and the chocolate and the wine, etc. When we've had a bad day, when we need a break or a treat, like, oh my God, give me all of the sugar this instant kind of days. But does this sound familiar? You feel stressed, anxious, and out of control. You eat, therefore, everything in sight. You then feel shame and guilt for what you just ate, and you vow to never do it again. You create some more rules around those foods. You feel stressed, anxious, and out of control. You then eat everything in sight. You feel shame and guilt, repeat, repeat, repeat. There seems to be just this cycle that you can't get out of. Well, I thought so. If you said yes to any of that sounding familiar, then yeah, me too sometimes. But please believe me when I say to you that you do not need to be stressed out of your mind, and you can improve your relationship with your food and your body. You can take care of yourself and still take care of others. And you can learn to eat with your emotions. I truly want you to believe that you can feel confident in your own skin. You are worthy of feeling amazing and confident in your own skin. So today I'm going to break down one approach that can help tackle some of these things. And before I tell you what that is, hit like and subscribe and head down to the description. You'll see a load of links there, and I would love to send you my free Getting Started guide. So this activity is called Break the Chain. Those behaviours I just described, they don't come out of nowhere. The events that lead up to overeating may actually begin many hours before and then leading up to the overeating. So let's bring some awareness to these links in the chain, because when we know these patterns, it gives us power. It gives us choice. So this is how that process works. Number one, start with the event. What was happening around you at that time? Like, who were you with? What time was it? How were you feeling? And what were you thinking? And then step number two, track back a few hours and ask the same kind of questions. Like, what was happening at that time? Who were you with? What time was it? How were you feeling? What were you thinking? And then notice any patterns in the answers to your questions. It's worth doing this a few times and see if these patterns emerge. Be curious. There's no need to judge yourself with this. You're learning about yourself. And sometimes this process, just those 3 steps, might offer a solution. So for example, I did this exercise with a client who tended to overeat on junk food weekly. And I sent her this break the chain exercise, and she immediately noticed 2 things. That she was always alone when she was engaging in this overeating, both a few hours beforehand and during it. She also noticed the feelings around it, so she was using the food as a reward for what she'd got through that day. And once we knew this, there was more awareness of the feelings, isolation and reward. So we began to explore some different options to reward herself after a tough day or a tough week. So yes, bubble baths in this instance did help. Plus, adding a lot of protein throughout the day helped as well. And I mean a lot. Like however much you eat of protein, double it and add some more. Plus some proper hydration. So if that break the chain exercise doesn't offer an immediate solution to you, then don't worry. Just continue to build the awareness, because what we are aware of, we can change. Be patient with yourself and kind.